What's good, people? It's your boy NLG. Welcome back to the channel. We're doing a late night one tonight. It's what 8:30. Oh my days, work has been mad this week, people. Let me know how work's been for you lot, but it's been nuts for me. And today of all days, since 1st of July, they said 1st of July is the new financial year. We've got the Kappa signing done. Apparently, Zubimendi will be tomorrow, so we'll be here when Zubimendi is finally complete. Can speak more about him. But today, a lot of news has been bubbling up, so we're going to speak about all of it here. Make sure to sub to be a part of the NLG fam. You know what it is. And yeah, let's get straight into the news. I want to talk a little bit about this actually. Yesterday, Rodrigo Club World Cup, Real Madrid were playing, and yeah, 0 minutes for Rodrigo yet again. Honestly, it's not looking good for him. They played Juve yesterday in the round of 16. Um, had ample opportunity to bring him on the pitch. Mbappe came on, Modric came on, Ceballos came on. Rodrigo did not get any minutes. So, look, is this looking like Rodrigo is definitely out the door? Supposedly, what's happening here is we're trying to wait to see after the Club World Cup. Once that is done and concluded, apparently Rodrigo will then make his claim to leave, and only then will Arsenal really stake their claim to try and go in for him. So look, if that's the case, again, it's looking increasingly like he's not in the plans for Xabi Alonso. Um, even if he says otherwise. But yeah, what are you thinking, people? We might be able to go nab Rodrigo, but will Arsenal do it? Is the question. Do you think Arsenal will actually go for Rodrigo? Let me know in the comments below. If you ask me, I'd say it's like 30% chance, 40% chance we do. Um, but man, I think if we were able to sign Rodrigo, it would be an incredible, incredible signing. Actual needle mover, a player that is still so young. He fits that criteria for Arsenal. He's still young, has opportunity to grow. I think he'd add so much to this club, honestly. So I hope we do go ahead and get Rodrigo. Now, in other news as well, I actually want to speak about the women's team because this one is big, super big for the women's team. And this one is about Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly, that of course played at Arsenal during her youth. She was at Arsenal during her youth, and she's now, of course, re-signed for Arsenal after a turbulent time at Man City. She did not have a good time, was thinking of quitting football, came back to Arsenal and won the Women's Champions League. I've just got to say a massive big up to Arsenal Women's for bringing her back and just for the impact she's managed to have for Arsenal on her return. Just a fantastic player, absolutely great player. Playing out on the right, she can play in the middle, absolute baller. And on top of that, her vibe, she just seems like such a vibe. So I'm really happy Arsenal managed to secure her signing on a permanent deal. She's one of our own, for real, she's one of our own. So yeah, Chloe Kelly, big up to you. Really, really happy to see that one as well. Man, and news all over the place as well. The big one was from Ornstein, actually, not today, but in the last couple of days. From Ornstein, which is the fact that supposedly the signing of Eze, if we are to go in for Eze, will be separate from the striker and winger, which is fantastic news because already, if we're going to sign Eze, it's going to be hard to say he should be out on the left because I think his best attributes are actually in the middle in one of the 8 positions or the 10. So if this is true, it's nice to hear that Arsenal may have plans to get an attacking midfielder, a striker, and a winger. I don't know how they're going to do that within Arsenal's usual financial spending, which is usually pretty limited. But I'm hoping Andrea Berta has the license to go and do these deals. But this was again the big news shared by Ornstein, in which he essentially said Arsenal put Eberechi as a high among options to bolster attack. No contact with Crystal Palace yet. Unclear if needs exit, but serious candidate plus separate to striker and winger. And Arsenal would look to pay below the release clause, which is again typical for Arsenal, 40 million and a pound business. What's new with that? I no longer recognize my club. I often feel like that in the transfer window. I'll tell you that for free. Um, but let's see what we can do. Now, news today. Source L'Equipe that Arsenal are moving closer to a apparently 5-year deal for Victor Gyokeres. This would be absolutely insane. If we manage to lock down this deal, but I'll hold you up here because not only is he just a clinical striker and he has presence on the pitch, he's tall, he's demanding, he's also quick for his height as well. He seems super strong. Bro is ripped. Bro looks like he come out of Dragon Ball Z or something. Um, I just think he's ready to hit the ground running. He's played in the championship in one of the hardest leagues at Coventry. He was bagging there as well. I just think he'd bring so much quality to that front line. And then you can have Marino as a backup, Havertz as a backup, providing something a bit slower, a bit different. You can maybe drop in and bring play. But if this guy's here, you won't be needing any of them really. I feel like this is the signing Arsenal have to make. Let me know your thoughts, man. If this is true, ugh, I would be so gassed. I'd be so gassed. So let's keep tabs on this one with Gyokeres. I know it's an annoying, age-old conversation to keep having, but let's keep an eye on Victor Gyokeres and hope this one gets done. Let's see what happens. I'm go freaking hell. So yeah, Team News and Ticks is saying that apparently Arsenal spoke to Ollie Watkins and he would be the third choice. Again, I'm hoping we don't even have to go second choice, let alone third. So honestly, like I'd say, yeah, look, Ollie Watkins is a boyhood fan of the club. I would have loved to have taken Ollie Watkins as a second striker, but given that we have Havertz, it's not gonna happen. If you ask me, I'd be happy with like a Gyokeres and an Ollie Watkins as a backup. But again, Ollie Watkins will also cost a lot of money. I'd rather we just go for the gunman and sign Victor Gyokeres. So that's that. And then today, more on Fabrizio Romano mentioning Eze, saying that has opened doors to Arsenal move in a clear way. So he's clearly told Crystal Palace he's very open to joining the Arsenal project and attracted by this chance for his future. And we've been informed on release clause details and more. Honestly, I don't know what we're playing at. Now that it's a new financial year, hopefully we just go and trigger that release clause. And again, if this is also separate to the striker and winger, look, if we sign Gyokeres, Eze, and Rodrigo, I'm saying I think we win the league. I actually think we win the league. And we've got Zubimendi through the door and then some stop gaps in Norgard, Kepa. I actually think that's a team good enough to win. I think it's good enough to win. That's what I'll say. It's a team good enough to win. The team of the last couple of years, I don't think have been good enough to win. And in a way, I feel like they've almost outperformed themselves. But that team, I feel like will be good enough to win. And we should win. So look, hopefully Eze is one we do get done. Last but not least, they're saying Martin Zubimendi, Zubi, will be announced as an Arsenal player tomorrow. Thank God for that. How many weeks have we been waiting? I feel like this guy joined literally last season because they announced that he was coming in the summer during last season, literally. So it feels like it's been a long time coming. It feels like he's taken 10 weeks just to get to London. They announced he was coming to London it feels like a week or two ago. But look, hopefully it'll be officially done tomorrow. We'll get the club video, we'll get the rest, and then we can move on to the new big signings in the attacking half of the pitch. But listen, people, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be back tomorrow. You know what it is. It's your boy NOG, and yeah, I'll keep it coming, and hopefully we get some big news in the next week or so. All right, catch you in a bit, people. Peace.